Early on in my parenting, I was really lucky enough to discover on the fridge door of a good friend a poem which someone made up for me on this sheet. And it's really helped my parenting when I was the first time parent getting started. Because you get overwhelmed, you struggle with all sorts of little things on the day that where you're really having trouble and wondering how to cope and get through it, and you're exhausted and you're teary and the child's teary and is crying and whatever. And what I found was if I could withdraw myself from that moment, physically or just emotionally, and go to the fridge door and look at this poem, it would centre me. And then I could go back to that child with a much better approach from me and help the situation enormously. So what is this poem? It's basically about the atmosphere or the environment that you create in your home. It basically says that if you bring up a child with ridicule and anger and criticism, etc., you bring up a child with all negative traits that we really don't want. And if you bring your child up with approval and encouragement and love and support and praise, then you encourage in the child really good qualities that we would like. So I would go back to the fridge, look at this and think, okay, let me get rid of my anxiety and my anger and my frustration and go back with an attitude of love and praise and encouragement and create that atmosphere around my family. And all of a sudden, the little issue that I was worried about, that crying child or that complaining or whinging child or whatever it was, it suddenly just withdrew back into the background and I was able to get through that situation. So some of the things that were worrying me didn't quite get done necessarily at that time. So be it. What I'd created was a lovely place to be, which is what I want to do with my family. So simple, but that's basically what I want to tell you about.
Feeding
And
now.
your children understood everything I said, I can tell.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
What are your thoughts on dream feeding?
On dream feeding.
At night, that's how I did with my first child.